Hey everybody, it's Josh Ellsworth with Stahls, and I'm excited that you have stuck with us, and it's 8 o'clock Eastern time, and you're at our Getting Started with Spirit Sale session. I'm going to give you just a couple minutes to kind of get your video situated. I know many people want that extra couple minutes to get logged in, but I hope that you are enjoying the content that you've learned over the last 2 days. I'm really excited about this session because it takes, in my mind, everything that you've learned, how to make really cool things, what equipment you need to buy to service your customers, and really the playbook on how to decorate different types of apparel that we did yesterday, and brings that all together to where you can actually take these concepts and go out and figure out how to make money to be able to sell to your customer. And so that's the spirit, so to speak, of this presentation. Is we are going to show you how to grow your sales online with web stores. And quite a few years back now, we came up with the concept that we wanted to create a solution specifically for the Stahls and Stahls Transfer Express customer that would help them to sell heat printed products. We saw a really big gap in the market with online web store solutions because a lot of the solutions that were out there, they're really great, but they were really expensive, and a lot of them take a percentage of a sale. And so it just really wasn't an affordable fit for a small to mid-sized business, which is the majority of the Stahls customer base. So what we found is that this is a fit for the small to mid-sized business. And we even have some larger companies that have adopted Spirit Sale as they've grown because they don't like paying a percentage of their profit either to a e-commerce company that provides online stores. And so this is a getting started with Spirit Sale. So I know we have some Spirit Sale subscribers that have been using the platform for a while on with us today. We welcome you and we thank you for attending. Maybe you'll learn something new, but we are going to start with the basics of Spirit Sale and work our way up over the next 50 minutes and talk through how to leverage this, how to set up a store, some of the functionality of the system, and kind of go from there. But before I get to all that, as always, this is live like every other class today. So if you have questions, type those in. We have Shauna, who is another Spirit Sale guru on our team. She's helping to moderate. They've tagged me as the Spirit Sale evangelist, so to speak. If you see my name down in the bottom corner. And so she'll be feeding those questions in for me throughout, and also trying to answer those live online if she can. So without further ado, let me share my screen. Be a lot of screen share here. You can feel free to watch this through the Pathable platform where you have the chat. That's where we'll be reading the chat. Or you can also click below the video and kind of open it in Zoom if you want to be able to see the screen and myself presenting. That's a good option. But getting started with Spirit Sale. So let's start with what Spirit Sale is in case this is brand new to you and you've just signed up and you're like, hey, I want to go to every class and learn everything. Spirit Sale is online stores for your customer made simple. And I love this and how we have your customer kind of in parentheses, because what we find is Spirit Sale is unlimited web stores. So a really effective way to sell in today's market and even yesterday's market is to set up an exclusive web store for your customer. So if you sell to the local bar restaurant, set up a merch store for the bar restaurant that becomes their exclusive shopping experience with their branded apparel. If you sell to the local hospital and they're buying product for their employees like scrubs and other things, setting up a store specifically for that hospital. If you are setting up a fundraiser because somebody is raising money for medical treatment of some kind, you can set up a pop-up shop or a long-term store specifically to raise funds for that cause, right? And you can add to the list, whether it's school spirit stores, employee stores, even online boutiques where there's personalization, you name it. There are so many things you can do with Spirit Sale. And the cool thing is when you subscribe to it, you can set up unlimited stores. We don't restrict you. So literally we have some customers that have set up hundreds of stores that are active at one time, and they find that to be a really effective model. And I'm going to show you kind of how that works and what that looks like. So Spirit Sale is this subscription. It allows you to completely build the store from start to finish. It also allows you to manage orders. You can choose to use it for managing production if you need a solution there. And you can also use it, a new feature over the last year is to do quotes. So if somebody doesn't want a web store, but you just want to send out a quote for this customized item, you can create a product, send a quote, and collect money online. And that's the real beauty of this thing, is that everything empowers you in the world of e-commerce. So let me give you some fast facts from what we see from our Spirit Sale user base, which has grown quite large. As we mentioned, our goal was to create an affordable solution for the Stahls and the Stahls Transfer Express customer first and foremost. We decided to charge $599 a year. I have a slide on that here in a moment, so you can kind of break that down. But our real revenue model on this, to make sure we made money for the money we were investing, is we bet on the fact that, hey, if we can equip our customers with the ability to create online web stores, you know what they're going to do? They're going to be able to sell more product and be successful. And we were banking on the fact that customers that subscribe to Spirit Sale would buy more heat transfer vinyl, would buy more transfers, would buy more dimensional logos, basically everything that we sell. And so just empowering you to be more successful in your business. And guess what? We found that our customers that are subscribers to Spirit Sale grow at a 25% faster rate than those who are not using web stores. And that means that we're seeing success, and you're seeing success when you log into Spirit Sale. Are there areas that we can improve and make it a better platform? Absolutely. And we want to continue to do that. But it is a very effective, robust solution as it sits today for apparel decorators. Actually, we see that decorators who launch web stores sell an average. This is since the beginning of the year, since January. I ran these numbers from the last 7 months, literally this morning. They sell an average of 50 items per store for an average revenue per store of $1,314. Now, if you're like me and you like math, what I do is I'll take that money and I'll say, how many stores do I need to set up? How many clients do I need to win to reach the revenue goals in my business? And you start to see the math. You figure out what your KPI is, what your average store volume is. You work to increase that, and you work to just figure out the equation so you can be successful. There is a formula with setting up web stores for your clients to be successful. So that's what we see. Also, Spirit Sale is a proven platform in that our customers using it have created now over 10,000 online web stores collectively and created over 82,000 products. So it's only been around for a few years, but we're seeing a lot of growth with it year on year, month on month, and a lot of success, especially during the period of COVID, where it was absolutely necessary to get products online. We saw a lot of growth in Spirit Sale during that time. So again, just before I get into sharing the screen and going through how to set up a web store, which is really where I want to spend the majority of the presentation, I want you to know the price up front. The price is $599 a year. If you add it at this event to any of our heat press packages that are under the show special section, you save a month's fee, basically. So you get the solution for $549 when you add it onto a package. And as you see here, there's no percentage of sales fees that we take. You will connect your credit card processor and you'll pay them a fee, as you'll see, but we don't take any percentage of your revenue. Your money flows directly to you. We don't stand in between that, and we don't auto renew. And that's different than a lot of companies. You ever have that thing that you subscribe to, but you can never get out of, and you keep seeing it show up on your credit card bill and you got to call them to cancel? That's not this. We don't auto renew. We make sure that we reach out to you when your year is up and that it's useful for you and that you want to renew. We're not in this to try to pull a fast one on you. So that is the basics of Spirit Sale. So with that in mind, what I would like to do now is share with you a little bit about the platform. And so let's start with looking at the front end of some of the stores that are out there. So number one is this is an actual customer store that gave us permission to share this as part of our presentation. You can see that they've set up a manager store. Every store that you create has a specific web link. So this one is affinitymanagers.spiritsale.com. As you might imagine, this decorator shares it with their client. They're the ones who visit this link. You can password protect it if that's important to you. And they go here and they can buy this merchandise that is an employee store or a manager store for their business and stock up. So this is the type of store experience you're able to create. Now, something I want to show you, this is a store that Jenna from our team set up as a model store to kind of show how you might set this up for a gym, for a brand store. You can just have really nice hero images as you're seeing here. So you can completely customize the look and the feel of the store, the client logo, the background image, even the colors of the buttons and how big the cart is or the login icon is. All your options are completely customizable, and we're building exclusive products for this store. So what I would like you to do to show you is, if you can right now and you have your cell phone on you, I'd like you to just go to the website that you see on top of your screen. It's iron-forged.spiritsale.com. Go to that on your mobile device if you can. And what I want you to experience here, I'm showing this on a desktop version, but everything that you build with Spirit Sale is mobile responsive, which means your stores can be navigated on a cell phone or on a tablet. And that's extremely important in this day and age. A lot of the shopping, a lot of commerce happens in the palm of our hands, and Spirit Sale can support that experience. And you'll see these are very scalable designs that look great on a desktop or on a mobile phone. And so that's great. Now, just to show you a couple other sample stores, here's another example store of a boutique. What I want to show you on this is that you can create customizable products. So this is another deployment. This doesn't just have to be for a client. You could stand these up for campaigns. And what I mean, let's say we're approaching the holiday season and you're planning your business. You've learned a lot of great ways that you can customize and cut vinyl and create quantities as little as one on demand. Print cut, vinyl cut. There's a lot of different processes that you can do with your heat press to make as little as one profitably. So what if you created a store for gifting, for Christmas, for Mother's Day, for Father's Day, for other holidays? You stood that up, you themed it, and then you put an advertising campaign on Facebook around it to be able to make sure the message gets out there so people can land on the page, they can click and shop a product, and they can actually customize with their name or their monogram. So these are all things that are possible through Spirit Sale. So basically, the only limit is your creativity and your business model. You can create stores for high schools. You can create, try to make sure I hit this without shutting down my screen. You can create stores for businesses. You can sell more than just heat transfer vinyl. You can sell more than just t-shirts. You can set up your own custom products. We're going to show you how to do as much as we possibly can with our time together today. But I wanted you to have a feel for what the experience is like. It's very easy. You set your pricing. You can put great product photos. You can have Zoom functionality on the products, add to cart, check out. Very simple, very easy. This is Spirit Sale. Okay. Now, let's talk about what you get when you subscribe, because this is really a class about how to build stores, how to build products, and how to make it successful. So when you subscribe to Spirit Sale, you'll purchase this either by calling the folks on the show special note within this event, or by going on to Stahls.com. You can actually add Spirit Sale to your cart and just purchase on Stahls.com. And you'll, within a couple days, you'll be able to log in to the Spirit Sale dashboard that you're looking at now. Now, this is my personal dashboard that I've had since day one. So there's a lot of stuff from demos that's built up into here. But I wanted you to see this kind of welcome screen. There's the core functionality, of course, is building products and building stores. And I want to talk about that. But before you build a product, before you build a store to get ready to show it or sell to a client, you're going to want to set up how you'll collect money. And so you'll click on payment setup. And as you can see here, you can enable all of these different methods to collect payment. What you'll do is you'll go out with Stripe, for instance, which is a merchant account. You'll set up an account with Stripe. You'll connect your bank account and set up with Stripe separately, completely from Stahls. But then you'll come in to Spirit Sale and you will enter your Stripe credentials. That way, when somebody pays online, the money hits your bank account. Okay. And so that's how the money flows. And so you just connect these different ways to collect payment, including offline payment. Also, in your general settings, you're going to want to set up your shipment information. And so there's a button here for shipping setup that we'll click, and we will connect our specific UPS or FedEx account number and credentials if we want. And that way it can quote accurate rates as if you were shipping from your destination to the customer. Now, you can have local pickup. You can set up flat rate shipping if you don't want to get that complex. A lot of people work that way. But I just wanted to show you that it's completely versatile with how you can set up. And the really cool thing about Spirit Sale, Irene, is after you sign up, there is a complete class curriculum that you can follow that's been built that will take you through everything. And so I'm going to do a very high level view and try to get into kind of what it does. But when you sign up, you'll get a lot of training specifically on the solution. And we actually have weekly Q&A sessions that are live as well. If you're a subscriber, where you can go in and make feature requests or just ask your questions and get help. So you want to set up the way you collect money. You want to set up the way you ship product. You can certainly go under settings and set up your particular tax information, product pages, anything you want to build that is going to be like long-term settings that you can then apply to any store that you build. All right, you'll see what I mean in a second. So let's go ahead and click on stores. When I click on stores, you can see there's a ton of different stores here that I've built, literally hundreds that have been built under my account login for demos. But if you want to set up a new store, let's say we are going to try to win a client, I'm going to click add store. And there's two types of stores. There's a single product store if you have like one fundraiser tee and it's the only thing you're selling. But most of our customers end up building normal stores, and you can set up unlimited stores under your account. So let's go ahead and set up a normal store together. So I'm going to click create a store, and it's going to literally guide me through a step-by-step process to build that store. Step number one is to have the name of your store. And so usually I recommend naming the store. It'll always be a .spirit sale extension. If you want to book a separate domain and do a redirect, you can do that. But for the purpose of setup here, it'll be a .spirit sale extension. So I'm going to make this for North Park Elementary as a sample customer, because I've set up some artwork to kind of speed up our process to show you how this works. So I'll just type in North Park, and it'll be north-park.spiritsale.com. Every space you create becomes a dash. You can make it one word if you want to. Now, within this store, I can select how I want to do shipping, right? Maybe this is a store where all the kids from North Park Elementary, I'm going to pack them separate per kid and deliver in a big box to the school office, and they're going to distribute to the homeroom. So I can pick up at location and create a custom message for when mom or dad or grandpa checks out for their customers. So we can have that as an option. I can also do free shipping or any of my custom shipping options that I've set up. Okay, so let's just do a pickup at location and kind of flow that through. On this store, you can definitely set up multiple shipping methods per store so people can select the one they prefer. Again, you can select from the available payment method you've set up, and you can always click this little info icon and it'll walk you through, helping you with the selection and what you should be looking for. In this particular case, let's go ahead and accept a credit card payment through Stripe as the method. You know what, we could also accept PayPal as well if they feel more comfortable paying like that. At that point, one of the things I love about Spirit Sale is that there are multiple themes. So you can kind of make each store its own experience without it having to be just a cookie cutter. Now, I say that, but a lot of times our customers, realistically, they get really comfortable and confident with a theme and they like it. And so they just use that over and over and just try to style it a little bit different with the photo. So find the theme that suits you best. Use all the themes. That's up to you. I tend to like the California theme with the big header image, and it offers a lot of ability to customize, in my opinion. So I end up selecting that one quite a bit. I will be able to change everything about this theme in a step that's coming forward here, but I need to pick the theme first. At that point, I can choose, hey, do I want to open this store to the public, or do I want to leave it closed for now? And if I do choose to open it to the public so people can start the shop once I share the link, I can decide whether that is going to be a pop-up store that's on a certain schedule. It's going to be open for a certain time period, or whether that's going to be what I call a long-standing store or a brand store that just stays open for the foreseeable future. There are pros and cons to each type of store. I like the pop-up store because that allows you to set a deadline for people to order. It allows you to collect all the orders together, and potentially, if you share your business rules with your customer, manufacture and ship together, which, as you learned throughout the last 2 days, it's going to save you a lot of money on knowing exactly how many you need to order in what quantity, especially if we restrict our designs a bit. So we're ordering screen printed transfers or 25 of this logo, 25 of that logo in the same size. It becomes easier to fulfill the store. But you can turn the schedule off if you want to print on demand. So I have a lot of people that will stock designs. They'll order it if they know it's a good client, and they'll literally pick and press and print on demand for a store. That's not unreasonable. So that's all up to you and your business model. For now, let's set a schedule. Let's go ahead and open this store. Why not today? And let's go ahead and close the store Friday the 13th, right? You guys love Friday the 13th. All right. We can choose whether or not we show a countdown clock. A countdown clock really helps to drive buying behavior where you know you have X more days to order. And you can customize your message on that countdown clock. And I'll show you how that looks. But we just use a stock message, store closes in whatever, or get your order in before the deadline. You can customize that, right? If you have created a page, you can add that here. And if I'm an apparel decorator, I probably create a standard page that talks about, this store is fulfilled by company X in this way. Or if you find yourself wanting to have certain information on every store that you launch about your business as a decorator, or the business rules for how the orders will be fulfilled, or the wash instructions or whatever, create a page, and then you can just add it really quickly here and not have to add that information every time to each store. You just build a page and it'll show up as part of the navigation. All right. There are some other little fields that have been created by customer request. One is a notes label. And so imagine that mom is buying a t-shirt for her son that's in the 4th grade. When mom is checking out, if all of the shirts are going to be delivered to the office, it would be really helpful if we knew what class that student is in, especially in these large schools and large districts. And so a lot of our decorators, people using Spirit Sale, will make this notes field required, and they will put something like, homeroom teacher, right? And so it prompts mom when she's checking out for shirts for her child to type in the homeroom teacher name or some identifying information like the coach if it's for a team. So we know exactly how to bag and distribute the orders to make it easy on the office, because that's one of the things we're doing. Nobody likes to handle money or handle paper forms. This takes all of that burden off of the person that wants to worry about, teaching or running a school or running a team or running a business, whatever it may be, right? Again, you can enable a password and set the password if you're doing a proof of the store before you want it to be live, or you want it to be locked down because there's something that's only for those employees or that group. Click update, and just as quick as that, I've created the framework of the store. Now, let's say I made a mistake here. So pick up at location. So it gave me great. It gave me an error. So you can see whenever you would create a store and you have missing information, it is going to prompt you to fill out that information. Like, where can they pick it up is what it's saying, so the client knows, and I can't proceed without that information. So I don't bore you with typing all this in. I'm just going to change it to UPS instead of pick up at location and see if we can move forward now. There we go. So now we've created the framework of the store without any arrows. Now, as you're creating, you'll see when you're building a store, there's all of these top links that you can move through. And so it goes from store details that we've just created. I can always click and go back to those store details, which I just did. It'll take a second to load here. And I can edit anything that I've created if I want to change something. But it really wants to move me into products and said, okay, you built the framework of the store for North Park Elementary. Now we need to start populating it with the products that we're going to sell. And then we'll go through the subsequent steps as well. So before I start building a product, I just want to make sure I'm not leaving anybody behind. Shauna, do you see any questions that are pertinent to answer at this point?
Yes, we do have a few questions. So Dean asked, when incorporating a payment processor, will the site utilize the processor's cart? For example, will local taxes be included in the final price?
So you will set up your taxes through Spirit Sale. And so you can customize your taxes based on the state that you're doing business in or the state that you're selling to. And so it will not be incorporated as part of that. It's more of just connecting those credentials to make sure you can check out securely and that the money hits your account.
All right. Natalie asks, the page that you talked about for seller information, how you create the page that you want to show over and over again, what format should that page be in?
Yeah, so it gives you some easy editing tools. I believe you can also do HTML. What I'll do is after we build this store, Shauna, please remind me, I'll pull up what it looks like to build a page so we can look at that specifically.
Okay. And then Pamela asks if the store can be set to ship directly to the customer versus the fundraiser. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, you can ship it directly to the customers. That's how a lot of people use it. They'll ship it directly to customers. So you have either option or both options, frankly, Whatever you set up with your client that you're setting up the web store for is fine.
That's it.
Okay. All right, cool. So let's start building some products, guys. So hopefully you're enjoying this so far. We have our store framework. There are two types of products that you can create. One is a stock product. That means you're going to start with, we have integrations with Sanmar and SNS Activewear. And so we have nearly their complete catalog of imagery, product descriptions, and products. So if you do business with one of those companies or somebody that sells one of their brands, it's really going to make the process easier for building a product quickly. So a lot of people will use those catalogs. It'll also check their inventory, which I'll show you. You can also set up completely custom products. So if you literally have, I don't know, let's just say this cell phone case that you want to sell and you have a photo of it or whatever it is. Let's say you want to sell a notebook online. If you have a photo of it, I don't care if it's a bouquet of flowers, you can upload a custom product, you can build it and you can sell it. And I say flowers because people have actually set up stores for dance recitals and things and sold those within Spirit Sale, believe it or not. So custom is, if you have the photos, you can set it up. A lot of people use this because they want different imagery. So you add your own custom imagery. Let me show you how to build a stock product first. If we have time, we'll come back to a custom product. So I clicked build a stock product. I choose whatever vendor catalog I want. I'm going to choose Sanmar. And then you can see there's a lot of different sorts, or you can just search by the item number or the SKU if you know that. In this particular case, I'm just going to pick something easy. It's for an elementary, so let's grab this youth t-shirt. Once you click on the style that you want, it will show you all of the colors that style is available in. So if I wanted to sell a red t-shirt, for instance, I can do that. You know, even under the same listing, if you want to sell red and black, you can do that. Now, something interesting here when you click it is it will show you the stock levels by size across all of the Sanmar warehouses. Now, this is to make sure that you don't launch a product that you can't order and produce, because that's really where it gets into a bunch of work and we don't want you to go down that path. And so I can see the red is in a pretty deep stock level. The black is pretty good, but there's no extra small. So I feel pretty good launching the black as well, but let's go ahead and uncheck the extra small and not launch that size. And so if people want an extra small, they're going to have to go with the red. At that point, we can set up a weight for the product. If it's something different than a ½ pound because it's a heavy item, you can update that and click import. And so I love this because Spirit Sale is doing all the work for you. It's bringing in the product imagery for all the colors selected. It's bringing in the product description, and it's dropping that imagery right into the designer, where I'm going to either build graphics for it or add graphics to it that I've already created. So we can design on each item color at the same time or independently, right? And there's a lot of different ways you can design. Probably the easiest way is you can just click add and you can import your own artwork that you've created. Now, of course, you would want that artwork to have a transparent background so you don't see this big, ugly white box on the shirt. You just see the design. So I'll talk to you a little bit about that in a bit, but we can also build from a template here or from designs that we've saved. Now, I want to show you saved designs for one reason, because this solution is connected to a lot of the Stahls design platforms to help you do it easier, right? And so number one is I can pull up my Transfer Express saved artwork from their designer over on transferexpress.com. And so if I've designed something for a transfer, I can grab that, I can drop it onto a shirt. I can also pull up designs from CAD Cut Templates, which is a design service on Stahls.com, or CADWorks Live. And so I've created some designs in CADWorks Live for this demo, which is just another design software for vinyl cutting. And I can go ahead and pull those designs in. So I created this North Park Raptors. I just click it, bring it in, and then I can size it appropriately for my shirt. Here you have two choices. If you're just going to use Spirit Sale to sell product and manage orders and not really to manage production, I really don't worry about the size of the logo. I just kind of size it to look right on the shirt. But if you're like, hey, I'm actually going to use this file to order my transfer or cut my vinyl or print and cut my vinyl, which is a possibility with Spirit Sale, then I want to make this as true to size as I can for a youth shirt. I know my youth designs run about 9.5 inches wide. And then what I'll do is I'll actually size up the shirt using the plus command down here to make it look better with my design that is now true to size. Okay. So hopefully you get the idea of that. And these text pieces are editable. So if I'm like, that's really not going to look good here, let's make that white. right? I can make those changes. So when I toggle over to the black shirt, you can kind of see how it changes the look. So it's a more universal design, or I can change the color just on the shirt. So the black shirt can have the white design, the red shirt can have the black design, etc. You can manage all of those elements. That's covered in the training. So I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole on all of this. Okay. So we build that product, we build the listing how we want, and then we save it. Now, before I save, I like to show this because I think it's a big revenue opportunity. Let's go to the back of the shirt. I'm going to just add a piece of text, and let's just say, we're going to make it say your name, right? Everybody knows what that means. Let's select our font. We'll click OK, and then your name will drop onto the shirt. And what I can do within the designer, I can rotate it, make it look good. I can allow this to be editable, and I can just include it in my price, but I can also allow it to be optional, which I really like. And I can label it. I can label it, let's say optional name. And I can save that. And I'll show you how that works, because we're going to be able to associate the price with it, which is going to give me the opportunity to make a few extra bucks or $5 on every shirt. Okay. So pretty neat. So I'll save all of that. And then all of these now are product details. So I mentioned to you, I brought in the images. It wants you to design first, but I can always go back to the product details. I can name this whatever I want. And so maybe this is I want to keep heavy cotton, but this is my, North Park tee, heavy cotton, 100% cotton, delete the style number. And I can add a little bit of description down here and use whatever part I want about the garment from the description. Saves me a bit of work. And I can actually populate this, of course, to my North Park store. But if I was servicing multiple North Park stores across the district, I can send that product to multiple stores at once, assign it to any categories, decide if I want to feature it or not, and then publish it if I want. So let me just update the description, but I can't publish it before I have a price, of course. And so what I'm going to do from there is I'm going to go over to the manage variance, which is where I set a price. You can manage costs in here if you want. So you can figure out your profit if you know your costs, or you can keep it really simple and just set your price here. And so let's sell all of these for $20 because it's that retail-like shopping experience. And you know what? We're going to sell that optional name. I feel like people might pay $5, but they'll definitely add it for $4. So let's update it with $4. And it's just that easy. Now I can go out and I can choose to publish that product, and I can even put it on a schedule. Okay, hopefully you're with me. If you create a long-standing store, I really like to schedule products because that creates constant interest. And so if I were you and I were launching a long-standing store for North Park School District, I would say we release new looks the 1st of every month or the 15th of every month. Start putting new products on a schedule, have them open and close and retire after a couple months. And that's just going to keep constant interest driving back to that store. And you want that district sharing it out and promoting it and giving students a reason and parents a reason to go back and check it out. So keep that in mind with your long-standing stores. We want to drive buying behavior. Okay, so you get the idea. We built that product. I'm going to go back to the store view. And now I have this one product set up. I can continue to, of course, build more products into the store. Now, one important thing I want to show you is the live editor. Okay, so this is all store detail, right? We're at the store detail level, not the product detail level. We've just created that, so it's set up and ready to go. But now I'm back at the store detail because I'm building this whole store out with multiple products. I can go into the live editor, and this is where it shows me that California theme that I selected early in the process. And here's where I can start to customize everything about it. So if I don't like this guy walking in the woods, doesn't seem to make much sense for this elementary school, I'm going to click on to replace that logo, and then I can go ahead and navigate and select an image. Now, I really like Canva. If you've never heard of that, Canva, it's really good for creating like just little Facebook ads or postcards or different thing like that. I tend to find the Canva Facebook cover to be a great format for the California store. So you can sign up for a pro account under Canva and pay a little bit and have access to all sorts of backdrops and backgrounds, or you can take the free account, and which is what I had here, and grab something like this. So basically you just want something generic enough, right? So it looks good. You want to keep it on your backgrounds, not text heavy, because your store, as I'm seeing here, is going to be the text. So let me select this, right? And now I have this kind of cool backdrop that adds some styling to the store. You can see North Park came through, right? That's the name of my store. So keep in mind when you're naming your store on this theme, the name of that store is going to come through here. So remember that when you're formatting it so it looks good. You can, of course, change the font here to something you want. You can edit all of that over on the left-hand side. And you can also change the colors on anything. So let's just say that, we want to do a different button color. Let's see, the button color here is a blue. Again, you can do whatever you want, but let's go red to match North Park. See, just like that, this button changed to red. Okay, so I like to keep it pretty simple, but you can change, your icon size. See when I'm dragging it, look in the top right. See, I made it really big, but you can change your icon sizes. You can just customize a lot about the store experience all the way through here. Even upload a logo from North Park Elementary that can show up here in place of this text if you'd rather feature a logo right here in the center, as you saw on some of our sampled stores. You can even say, if I don't want to do products, featured products, it could say products, help if I could spell here, products of the month, right? And maybe that's what I feature. I don't know. I'm just giving you some ideas, right? So you can completely customize it. There's other little tile areas where you can swap out and build other images, add different call to actions. And you can scroll through all of this on the left-hand side and say, you know what? I really don't like the promo at all. So don't display it. Like, I don't want to customize that. And so it's very customizable with what you can do, even down to the footer color. So footer color, let's go ahead and match that red, right? And so I start to create this cohesive experience where it's branded. So really cool thing about that is if you're building a long-standing store, you may want to put a ton of effort and energy here. If you're building pop-up stores, you may want to make them a little bit more wham bam and just move through them to get them launched. So you're not spending a ton of time setting up your stores. So pretty quick, pretty easy. You can see there's some custom messaging with the countdown clock on when the store closes. You can also build a custom top info banner. So if you want to do any special messaging, let's just make it, let's make it a little tint of red so it kind of matches the store. It's kind of ugly. All right. Still kind of ugly up against the yellow, but I can type here, rules for this store. Place your order by right? So you can have this custom message. So when everybody visits the store, they'll see this automatic custom message up in the top. So you can really make it your own, is my point. Let's save that and let's head back out of the design theme, knowing that you can create and you can really customize, and all of the training will help you with that. And there's a lot more I want to get to. Yeah, and you can certainly, right now, Mary, you cannot schedule products to be temporary or flash sales like open and close, although I think that is functionality we'd really like to have in the future, because I could see that driving a lot of buyer behavior. But right now it's just opening that product, and you have to remember to manually go back and take that product offline at the time. So, okay. So we can set up some other store details here, like notifications. There's custom email notifications, everything. But at the end of it, what you get is this web store link, right? That's been completely customized, where you can copy the URL and you can share it, and people can come in here. They can go to the product listing. They can zoom and get that product experience. They can swap to the back view, right? And say, hey, let's customize my name. Oh, plus $4. Okay, I'd like to do that. Maybe I'd like to do swagger or something like that, right? Pick your size, add to cart. It's filling your cart. And then let's continue to check out. And you can see you fill out all of your information, continue delivery, and here's that required field of homeroom teacher, right? So we drive that. They can't check out without that. So really cool, really highly functional with what you can do. I'm going to just breathe for a second to take any questions before I just go one level deeper with you on Spirit Sale. Any questions, Shauna?
Yep, we do have a question. The first one is, do you need permission from a school, for example, to set up a store for them?
I would say yes. I would think it's just good business to get permission. I know a lot of people, actually, I think there was a big lawsuit with one company that just used high school logos and likeness years back. I'm not sure the result of that, but I think it's just good business practice to get permission. But I don't think anybody would object if you created a sample store that was password protected to go make a sales call to them or send them a Facebook note linking to it.
Okay, great. And then Irene is asking, how much is it to get a Spirit store set up? Because she would need step-by-step help. She's not asking about the $5.99 annual fee, but is there additional fee for getting help setting up the stores?
Yeah, so basically, we don't offer a service where we build stores for you, but once you buy Spirit Sale, you'll become a part of the Spirit Sale Facebook group. And there are some folks on there that offer that service, kind of like decorator to decorator, to set them up for you for a fee. So it depends on the customer, but there's kind of like a marketplace building there for people that set up stores for other decorators. So it's really cool to see. And right now, Spirit Sale is just for the US currently. We do have plans at some point to expand to Canada, but right now it's just US. And then Mary, as far as like who's actually making the shirts, the idea here is you can set that up however you want. And so in the back end of Spirit Sale, once you have a successful store, we've pushed it out and we have all the items, what we're going to have is an order tab here. And so all the orders will come into you as a store manager and the decorator. You can pull up whatever given order that is. And I don't know what this one is. I'm just pulling up an example. And you can ultimately schedule production for that order and produce it yourself. Cut the transfers, order the shirts, just run it through the whole process, order by order. I do have some customers that under settings, they will actually set up different users. If I remember where it's at here, I thought it was settings. Give me 1 second. Here it is. Yeah. You can actually create users. So if you work with a contract decorator, for instance, you can create somebody that can access certain aspects of the back end of the account and manufacture the orders for you. That's all how you want to set up. But most people are using this and they're making their own orders. You bring in the order and you produce it and fulfill it how you want. That's actually one of the big features of Spirit Sale, is that you can take all of the orders from a particular store and you can schedule them, group them together and schedule them on a production board. And you can set up your production board to have your own custom stages, and you can move products together. So let me find a really good example here. These are some things that have been scheduled. Yeah, so this one had 40 products in a total of 29 orders. So we got 29 orders from that collection of whether it was a date range or a store. We've grouped them together. And then when you open that, it will show you everything about that production group, we call it, including what designs have been purchased, how many of each size. So we sold 2 of these that need produced or cut or whatever. It'll also allow you to toggle off of the designs and just show your blank apparel that's been sold. So we know we sold 3 XLs of this, 2 mediums of this, right? And so it gives you the ability to manage the production as well. And the really cool thing about this production report is that you can assign it to a user. If you have somebody that produces in your shop, you can schedule it and you can actually generate reports from the production group. Okay. That might be over a lot of people's heads, but how that's beneficial is that more or less, let's just say you sell a bunch of stuff to North Park Elementary and you're like, okay, we've sold 60 people with about 2.5 items per order. How am I going to make this? What do I need to do? And so the idea is we group that all in a production group and we go through the steps. And so the first thing I'm going to do is generate a purchase order. I click generate purchase order and it immediately identifies all of the garments that were sold in that store, how many of them I need to order, and it allows me to basically generate this purchase order and export it as a PDF to send to my apparel vendor of choice with the fields I want included. The other thing, the export's right here, by the way, the other thing you can do within that production group, and this is one of my favorite reports, is generate a work order report. So as you start to receive the garments in and you start to have some of the designs cut, some of the transfers coming, everything that it takes to fulfill that order, this work order report, the idea is it can be pulled up on a tablet, scanned with a QR code to get to all the information about the orders, or you can print it out if you want to use the paper. And you can see it has all of those same garments that I'm expecting to come in, and I can mark them received when they come in. So I know when I have everything, all my logos produced, all my garments received, and I'm actually then ready to go and say, okay, I need to make 2 of these, and here's what it looked like when the customer saw it. So I need to take this design, and you can see it says, here's what transfer I need to make this shirt, this garment, and here's the placement. And so it just gives you a really nice, effective way to decorate all your products and manage your business as well. Now, the last report that I want to show you as part of this work order is the shipping report, right? Because the idea here is you want to make this stuff in bulk. So I'm pressing all the like things together. It's going to keep it really efficient at my heat press and staying organized. But then after I make everything, especially if I'm shipping to individual customers, it needs to break out into individual packages so I can ship it or at least bag it to make life easier for distributing at the office. And so what I do is I'll generate a shipping report. Sorry, this one takes a little while. And you can see it basically creates a packing slip. And so within that packing slip, it says, hey, Greg Marbe needs straight out of Bears men's shirt, 1/4XL in the size True Royal. I can, print this, trim it off, make sure I package that order, and then I can scan the QR code and mark that order as complete on the back end. So there definitely is some learning to Spirit Sale. I would recommend you take it in bite-sized chunks, but I really believe that for a small to mid-sized business, you can run your whole business on here and really grow your sales across all the products. Now, I want to show you one more thing. I know we only have 4 minutes left. Shauna, while I'm prepping to do that, any additional questions coming up?
Yes. So Tarvin is asking, will you get notification outside of Spirit Sale for orders? And can you use your own domain name instead of spiritsale.com?
Yeah, so you can, yes to both. You can set a email notification so you get notified when there are orders within the platform, so you don't have to go in. So we have the email notification. You can use your own domain instead of Spirit Sale by setting up your own domain and doing a redirect. There is, I believe, the ability, or there was at one time, to do custom domains, but I feel like our functionality wasn't phenomenal on that. So we went back to the drawing board realistically. So I think the best experience is to use the .spiritsale domain. Okay.
And then the next question is, how would people find Spirit stores?
So this is mainly a share thing. Like, this really isn't something that I would rely on for like people to search Google and land on your store. And so when we're building stores, we're building them for specific customers or campaigns, which means either that customer is going to share it because we've agreed and we've won the deal and we're going to set it up for them, or we're going to set up an advertising campaign with pay-per-click advertising in a certain geographic region, or maybe on Facebook with Facebook ads, or run some Instagram stories that promote it. Basically, we're going to tie it into a specific marketing effort and drive traffic there. I think that's the best practice. I really don't think your stores will be found. It's really not an SEO driven tool, honestly. And yes, you can certainly load embroidery items as well. You can sell, a tractor on here if you want to. You can sell anything on Spirit Sale.
And then Mary wants to know if you could quickly review quoting again, the quoting feature.
Yeah, actually, that's where I wanted to end our time together, because this is an underutilized feature and it's pretty new. So let me see. Again, this it's making me tough to get to my buttons here. Let me close some windows and maybe that'll allow me to get to my buttons easily. Okay, so this is what a finished quote looks like. Okay, so we've built this on the back end of Spirit Sale, but I wanted you to see the finished product first. The idea here is we've quoted this Mac and Joe's beanery and bakery, like this coffee shop or bakery. And we went in, we had a conversation, or they had a request and they said, hey, I want to buy merch or employee stuff. And here's what I want. I want this many of this. Here's what I want to create. The cool thing about Spirit Sales, they don't want a store, but maybe it's beneficial for you to collect the money online, give them more of a formal quote, and then also put that into the production management on the back end once you get the order. And so in Spirit Sale, you can create a quote. You can put your own little picture on here if you want, or whatever logo you want, all of your contact information. You can set up when they need to order by. basically, which gives you your turn time and when they will receive it by, if they order by that date. You can set an expiration on the quote, which I love, so it just doesn't hang out there forever. And then you can populate that with products you've built. So in this case, we've built this quarter zip Sherpa. You can attach files. So in this case, I just attached a photo of the leather patch that's going on the left chest. But you can certainly attach a closer up picture of the Sherpa, whatever you want. And then the customer can look through this. They can approve it, right? They can click approve on that particular size or everything, or they can leave comments and say, hey, I'd really like to change this to 2 of this size instead of 1, or can you make this edit on the design? And so it just becomes this living document that you're working with. But once they like everything about the quote, they can click approve all and check out. And they can actually just go through, a total invoice, and they can go through an online checkout experience, which is very similar to the checkout experience where they're going to enter their credit card information, move to checkout, and it'll come in as an order on the back end here. So to do those quotes, all you're going to do is click on quotes in Spirit Sale. And basically you click generate a new quote. And then we can, start to add new products and populate all the information that you can create with the store, attach photos, and send it out to be able to collect payment. So yeah, hopefully you're getting the point here. I think that Spirit Sale isn't the solution for everybody, right? There's a lot of people that have different business models, but from what I've seen for the customer base of Stahls and Transfer Express, this is a solution that's situated perfectly to allow you to grow your sales in a model that we know is successful and know works. It's connected to a lot of the Stahls design tools, and it really just kind of puts a bow on the whole experience. You know how to make a lot of products. Now we're going to help you sell the products through quotes and through online web stores to be able to grow your business. So take 1 or 2 more questions, and I know we got to fill our drinks to get to the Q&A that's going to start on here in about 8 minutes from now.
You're all caught up.
Great. There's so much more I want to show you, but we're out of time. So who knows what we'll get into in the Q&A, but I'll keep it next to me just in case we go there. So thanks for attending, everybody. Again, we appreciate your time over the next 2 days. I do want to encourage you that if Spirit Sale is something for your business and you're buying a package, now's the time to sign on. Even if you're not buying a new heat press, it's still a great time to sign on and get the learning Spirit Sale, because you really should be planning for holiday 2021 right now, because those stores are going to need to go off probably in the November timeframe. And it's a great way to be able to facilitate that business in the back half of the year. So talk to you again in 10 minutes in our other class on the Q&A. Thanks for coming.